Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of On the Winbox. It's me and Helen here again today. And today, the day of shooting, is actually International Women's Day. And I hadn't heard of International Women's Day before today. But we were reminded by a couple of people who we sit near to in the office who are from Poland that it's a really big deal over in Poland. And they were shocked that we don't celebrate it as much over here, and that the males in the office didn't buy any chocolate or flowers, or most of us didn't anyway, for the females in the office. What was it they were saying about in Poland, how they celebrate it?
So they get a day off work, they get food for free in restaurants, men buy them presents, all of the men in the family buy them presents, in fact. It's a big day.
Okay. And because it's a big day for women, and I'm sure it will be in the UK over time, we actually looked into when International Men's Day is to make sure we give it the exposure it deserves. So on International Men's Day, the males get a day off of work, we get chocolate, we get flowers and all those other amenities that we deserve because of all the hard work we put in throughout the year. So when was International Men's Day?
So International Men's Day is apparently on the 19th of November, which coincides with Movember.
Okay, and that's where Movember originated from, was it?
I think so, yeah. That's what it said when I was looking it up, so...
Yeah, and if it said on the Winbox, then it must be true.
Exactly.
And that's an exclusive. Movember come from International Men's Day, which is the 19th of November. So remember the date and send me some chocolates. Okay, well, enough of that. Let's get on with the questions. We've had a number of questions sent through for this episode, actually, which is great. Keep your questions coming in. We really want to shoot a high frequency of episodes. But what that means is that we can't answer all your questions on the next episode, because we're limiting to about 3 per episode at the moment, so you can listen to it nice and quickly on your commute when you're at your desk or watching the video. So if your question isn't answered on this episode, it will be answered on the next episode or the episode after that. So keep the questions coming in. We will get through all of them, so please do tweet your questions. It's the hashtag WinboxWinners, and our Twitter handle is @WinboxMarketing. Use either of those or spot your questions, and we'll answer it on the next On the Winbox. So today's first question, please, Helen.
Okay, so the first question is from Ollie Culverhouse, and he's asked, when you get a new subscriber to your list, what do you do next? Do you just start sending content, or do you do something else?
Okay, so I should start by saying that this episode of On the Winbox is sponsored by Signable, because all of their team has sent in a question, so we thought it would be good to answer all of their questions. So we'll answer 3 Signable questions on the show. Ollie is the founder, CEO, director, whatever he wants to call himself, of Signable. Really appreciate you and your team sending the questions. Signable is an easy way for you to get your documents signed online, and you get documents signed today and not next week. We use them as an agency, wouldn't be without them. So there is a shout out for Ollie. I completely forgot his question, so
I'll read it out again.
Yeah.
When you get a new subscriber to your list, what do you do next? Do you just start sending content, or do you do something else?
Okay, so when someone subscribes to your list, the key is to strike when the iron is hot. They're interested in your product, they're interested in your service offering, so you need to communicate with them in an efficient basis at the start, give a good impression, and build that relationship up. So what you should most definitely do is, as soon as they sign up, you should have an email that immediately gets sent to them after sign up. That usually is welcoming them to your email list. It's also delivering the opt-in incentive if you had one, for a reason for why they subscribe. So an exclusive video, a guide, whatever it was as your lead magnet, you should deliver that. And set expectations of them what they can receive. So if they're then going to receive a series of emails over the next week, 2 weeks, let them know so they feel in control. If then they're just going to start receiving your weekly or your monthly newsletter, let them know. So you set the expectations at the start. So if they don't want to receive your communications past the guide, they can then subscribe, because that's fine. We don't want to send to people who don't want to receive your communications. But when they do, they know exactly what they're going to receive when. So that means when it pops up into their inbox, they're much more likely to open it. So for most of our clients, we have a 4 workflow email series of emails. So we have 4 emails that are automated to be triggered when people sign up for a list. One will be immediately, one will usually be a couple of days after sign up, and then maybe a week after sign up, and then 2 weeks after sign up. So what we want to do is we want to leverage the interest that they have to sign up to your newsletter by sending this series of emails to build that relationship up and that trust up as soon as we can. We don't sell in the first email. So in the first email will be the educational email. That could be the guide, setting expectations. Second email might be building up a problem. Third email could be a case study. So that's how you solve that problem in a real life situation. And only then, once we went through that series, will we send the transactory email, the sales email, with either whatever our objective, our course of action is. It could be for them to download our free quote sheet. It could be for them to buy our product. Whatever you want them to do as an objective is only right to send once you've earned that by building up a relationship and building up the trust. There's your answer, Ollie.
Okay, the next question was from Jessie Davies, and she's asked, how do you start building your email list?
Excellent. So thanks for the question, Jessie. Jessie is the content queen of Signable. Self-proclaimed title, but it's on the business card, so it's official now. So congratulations, Jessie. So to start building your list, I think I've mentioned this in a previous show, and I mentioned it a lot to prospects and to clients, and it's a simple formula. And that formula is a valuable incentive times lots of opportunities to subscribe. So the valuable incentive is your lead magnet. That's what's going to entice people to put their details in to sign up for your regular marketing communications. And that could be a guide, an exclusive video, an infographic, a stats report, a market research report, whatever they see as real value and value enough to give you their email address. That is the valuable incentive. That is your lead magnet. And then lots of opportunities to subscribe is the giving them lots of opportunities to be able to opt in for that incentive. So that's maybe a scroll box on your website, lots of calls to actions to convert website visitors. That's calls to actions on your social media channels when you put out tweets and you put out Facebook posts asking people to subscribe and to receive this guide. That could be when you're at networking events and you can have an opt-in form on your iPad and you can hand that around and people can opt in. And also when you're exhibiting in exhibitions, people can opt in to take part in your raffle, whatever your incentive might be at that exhibition. But it's always ways that you can gather data, because then you can utilize that data. That is a pot of gold for your business, which you can utilize to convert into paying clients and loyal clients, and also into companies that will share your content and refer you to other people. So that's how you build up your email subscribers. It's that simple formula.
Okay, and the next question was from Sue Farrance, and she asked, what are the key metrics that should be tracked, as often metrics are not even considered?
Okay, so Sue, thank you very much. You've hit the nail on the head there in terms of you should be tracking your metrics. You most definitely must be looking at the analytics of your campaigns and learning from them, because that's how you learn about your audience and how you can improve your campaigns going forward. So it's definitely, you should be looking at the metrics. My advice would be is to look at as many metrics as you possibly can within your resources. So if you can look at every metric in terms of the open rate, the click-through rate, the unsubscribe rate, the bounce rate, the soft bounces, the hard bounces, the email client usage, where people are in the world, where they are looking at your campaign, how many times they're looking at your campaign, how many times they're clicking on links, whether they're clicking on text links, buttons, images. You should look at all the analytics as you possibly can, and you could also even go further and then link your email campaign with your Google Analytics, so you can see once they're going through to your website, then what course of actions they're taking, whether they're dropping off on the first page or whether they're navigating through to other blog articles, whether they're then opting into a series of emails if that's a call to action on your website. So go as in-depth into the analytics as you can, but I appreciate that not everyone has the resources and the time to go into that depth. So the key one that I focus on, there's two I suppose, it's the open rate, and it's also the biggest one is the click-through rate, so your engagement rate. And that's what we focus and excel on as a company, is really getting that engagement rate up, because that's a good indication that people are interested in your content and you're sending them valuable content. You can learn which links they're clicking on, so you know what they want to receive more of in the future. And that's just the best way to see whether you've got a loyal readership and if people are enjoying receiving your campaigns. And the open rate is a good reflection of your reputation. So obviously it helps you to see what subject lines work and which doesn't work. But if you see your open rates growing over time, you know you're sending out good content, you know you've got a good reputation with your audience, because they're engaging and opening your campaigns time after time when they come through. So they're the two that I would definitely focus on, but don't ignore the others and focus on as many metrics as you possibly can. And they're all free questions, so I promised you free answers, and there's the free answers. I hope that is of value to not only the people sending the questions, but also everyone watching. please keep tweeting in your email marketing questions. We will answer them all on future shows, and it's hashtag Winbox winners with the Twitter handle at Winbox Marketing. Send them to either of those, and we'll pick them both up, and we'll give you a shout out as well. Tomorrow, we're shooting this on a Tuesday, so tomorrow is Winbox Wednesday. So every Wednesday, we're going to do hashtag Winbox Wednesday, and that's where we want you to send us your midweek wins. So what you've done this week, which is a mini fist bump for your company. So it could be winning a new client, a new lead, some PR, a great strategy you've come up with, launch of a new product. Whatever is your midweek wins, we want you to send them in to us. Hashtag Winbox Wednesday. You'll go on our website and a little montage of all the wins, and you'll be able to showcase to everyone else all the great work that you're doing. And I think that's all for this episode.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
yeah, we look forward to answering your questions next time.